Creating parts on the fly can be done fairly easy in Autocad Plant 3D. It's not that difficult to do. All we need to do is construct something out of Autocad, and then we can convert that into plant equipment, and it'll be functional with the rest of our processes. So if you take a look at the screen right here, I've I have the beginnings of some supports, and I put in a circle here to kind of guide where I want to place a spherical tank. And this is going to be a custom-made tank, but I'm going to go ahead and use my mesh tool in Autocad, and then I'm going to pick the sphere. I'm being prompted to pick a center point, so I'll just use this circle, and that's one reason why I put that there, to be able to use that as a guide. And then I'm going to bring it out to the size that I've desired. And that's a little bumpy, so I'll go ahead and I'll select this. I'll switch to the modeling tab here, and I'm going to use this tool here that says Smooth More. You can also type in Mesh Smooth More as well. And the more you click that, you can get a fairly smooth finish off of there. So now if I hover over this, you'll see that this is a mesh object and it is not Plant 3D equipment yet. What we're going to do is we're going to convert that into Plant 3D equipment. So let's go ahead back to our Home tab and go to our Equipment panel. We have a tool here that is called Convert Equipment. We'll go ahead and we'll select that, and then we'll select this AutoCAD object to convert. And when we do that, we're going to get this browser that dialog box that comes up, and I'm going to choose Vessel, and that's what I'm going to consider it. Now I'm going to pick a insertion point, and that's one of the reasons why I drew that little line under there, just to make the insertion point a little bit easier to find. And I'm going to use the end point of that. I can give a long description. I'll just call this a custom sphere, and I'll go ahead and give it a tag. I'll just let it take the next available tag number, and I'm going to keep it as a tank. If there's anything else that you'd like to add, you can also do some other additions in the Properties panel here. For now, I'm just going to call this Area 2. I'll apply this and OK it. And now when I hover over this, you'll see now it is considered a piece of plant equipment and no longer an AutoCAD solid. The solid that you convert from AutoCAD into Plant 3D will be much like anything else that you do create. If you go ahead and right-click on here, you'll see that you have a lot of the same choices that you have when you have regular plant equipment. I'm going to go ahead and add a nozzle to this piece. And I'm going to pick the 3D center for the center of the nozzle. And I'm going to point straight up for the direction of it. And now I'm going to go ahead and close that because I'm accepting everything. I can pipe from this vessel. Now, even though it does not appear to be like a regular nozzle, it's the properties of the nozzle that you have, but it does put the flange on here. So about the only thing that will not happen with a piece that you create from AutoCAD is that you're not going to have the modify options. So you can't go into here and modify the equipment like you normally would be able to modify the equipment. You can go into the properties, but you're not going to get some of these same modifications that you would in a piece that was created within the plant environment rather than in the AutoCAD environment and then converted to plant.